Now we're going to go to our series, Open for Business. The small shops of Ellicott City near Baltimore have been hit very hard by both the pandemic and drastic flooding. After visiting them a few months ago, our Rachel Scott checked in on some entrepreneurs after getting business advice from Shark Tank's Barbara Corcoran. Hey, Rachel, good morning.
Hey, Michael, good morning. Yeah, this advice really could not have come at a better time. When the pandemic hit, these small business owners had no online presence, and they were really struggling to figure out how to survive. But now, thanks to the Sharks, they're bouncing back. This picturesque Main Street is in the heart of Ellicott City, Maryland. And it's had its struggles after weathering devastating floods in 2016 and 2018.
First, those deadly floods. Maryland's governor has declared a state of emergency.
The pandemic hit, forcing these small business owners to close their doors for the third time in 4 years.
I was so in shock by the whole thing. I think that the trauma of thinking that you're losing your business forever is devastating.
Tammy Biederman, owner of Sweet Elizabeth Jane Boutique, felt overwhelmed and stressed about how to restructure.
We didn't have any way of doing business, and we had a very full store of merchandise.
So to give some business tips with a big bite, we brought in Shark Tank titan Barbara Corcoran.
I'm gonna come to the rescue and give you everything in my brain to help you along. Good-looking people.
Providing expert advice via video conferencing.
What I did my whole life is I made a list of what I was good at and what I wasn't good at, and I always hired my opposite skill set.
Build your team with talent you may lack.
That's really where you are right now.
Yeah.
What you want to do. And about waiting, don't wait for a minute.
Your mindset could make or break your business.
Confidence in entrepreneurship comes from trying, not from succeeding. So you have to stay focused on the positive.
And be the face of your business on social media.
You've bought people's confidence from the day you start in your community. They love you. You just have to get comfortable sitting in front of a camera and looking good and being yourself, and people will respond to it.
Weeks later, we checked in with Tammy to see how it was going.
Tammy, it's so good to see you.
She embraced her role as a leader, changed her approach to sales, and is beefing up her staff.
This experience has been a bright spot, feeling empowered to do that, versus kind of scared. It's been very rewarding for me.
Now with her online shop up and running, business is booming. And Tammy is prepping for the holidays, their busiest time of the year.
Here is where we have fitting rooms currently, but we'll be moving them upstairs, and then this will become our new fulfillment center. We'll fulfill all the orders from our e-commerce platform there.
You're going from not doing any online orders to having an entire fulfillment center that's going to be right here.
Yep, I can't believe it. We are very grateful and happy for it.
And this is a community that is really always looking on the bright side. Tammy says that every single one of those challenges, the flooding, the pandemic, has given her an opportunity to start over and to try new things. Michael, she says she is better because of it.
Well, thank you for bringing that to us, Rachel. That was a great job. And Barbara Corcoran joins us now. And yes, we love it when Barbara's on the show. We love when you're here, Barbara. And Tammy, she took your advice. Her company, it not only weathered the storm, but it's thriving now. But going forward, do you have any tips for her?
Yeah, Tammy's got to keep a very close eye on her cost of goods. Wholesale prices are going up just recently, and she's got to remember to pass that forward onto her customer, for sure.
And we have a question from a viewer who is also a small business owner. Sam is a photographer in Brooklyn, so let's hear her question.
My biggest hesitations as a small business owner is just how to tactfully ask people to spend money on a product or an experience that isn't necessarily considered essential.
Wow. So first off, Sam, you've got to switch your mindset. If you're thinking that your product is incredibly non-essential, or however you just posed it, your customer is going to believe it. So you got to get that out of your mind. You have to widen your lens and start to think of what the communities really need right now, particularly small business. And everyone needs social media content. You can visit 100 small businesses, offer them packages of how you'll handle their social content, and they will be buying. And then you won't be thinking of your business anymore as non-essential, because they really need it every day and every week.
Great advice, Barbara. And all small business owners, they need to be prepared in case the pandemic causes more widespread shutdowns. What should they do now?
Well, no one can sit around and wait. That's the worst posture in the world. The most important thing for every small business person to do is get their team together. Get their team together immediately and have a heart-to-heart, because the closer you keep your team, the better chances you have of making it to the other side. I would say, secondly, as importantly, is make sure your old customers know you're still in business. Entrepreneurs assume customers know, and they don't. If you have to close your shop temporarily, you need great signage up front, in front of your store, saying we're still here doing business. And you also need to stay in touch with the customer on social media and directly through email. And the last is you've got to renegotiate your lease with your landlord. If you think if we have another pandemic, you're going to have a hard time, you ought to pick up the phone and talk to your landlord now. They don't like last minute surprises. And even if you did that on your last go around, you got to talk to them again so that you have a game plan in place to make it through the next bad round. And you know, Michael, the one thing that every great entrepreneur does is they get through obstacles. And so you'll see when we come through this whole thing, the great entrepreneurs will have bigger businesses simply because they realized their job was to get around and right through obstacles.
I tell you what, Barbara, you said in that piece you're going to give us everything in your brain. I know there's a lot more, but you gave us enough that we always learn something. We really appreciate you this morning, as always.
My pleasure.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.